Alright, people. It's the Kook Pod. This is episode 3 currently. And this week I got some topics here for you, and let's just get straight into it. As you know, there has been some noise down in Houston. Russell Westbrook is now a part of the Houston Rockets. The Rockets gave up Chris Paul and a couple draft picks for this. Personally, I think this is probably the greatest thing that the Rockets could ever do. Um, the Rockets have now, I believe, are gonna come number one in the East. East. I mean West, bruh. Personally, because Chris Paul was lacking the offensive presence that he used to have back in New Orleans, and now currently the Westbrook being on that team has brought that. However, people are distraught and say that they are not going to work. However, I disagree with that because personally, I thought that Westbrook and James Harden were a better duo than Durant and Westbrook. So if anyone should have got traded off that team, it should have been Durant, not James Harden. To begin with, the plays that they were making off the when they showed the highlight replays when this trade went down, you saw perfect teammate chemistry between uh, James Harden and Russell Westbrook at the time. Perfect basketball IQ. Now, the thing that the Rockets did lack was, I mentioned, offensive presence on in the point guard position due to Chris Paul getting old. He's not the same. He's not no New Orleans Chris Paul. However, the uh, athleticism and just talent overall being brought to the Rockets is just going to make that team so much better. Now, I think the reason for that is typically because Harden is a very athletic person as well. So now you have Westbrook to match up with him. So that is going to be aesthetic. It's going to be great. We're going to see some great basketball coming from them. My personal prediction, as I mentioned, they're going to come number one in the West. You have James Harden averaging his points, and then Russell Westbrook doing his thing. Both of them people say both of them are ball hogs. However, I agree with Stephen A. that it's not really I don't believe it's James Harden that's the ball hog. I think it's Mike D'Antoni that's causing James Harden to be the ball hog. Now, his plays and other things cause this to happen, but I think this can all be worked out being that Westbrook is there. It's not a problem. This is all going to work out. I think this is probably the greatest move that the Rockets could do. I don't know how far they're gonna make it in the playoffs, but I am predicting they're coming number one in the West. This is honestly this is a great move. I love this move. Just seeing that Westbrook and Harden back together once again, it's going to be just amazing. Now they both want to play with one another, which is well, it will drive teammate chemistry. Unlike other teammates, I wouldn't say other teammates, but other situations, you're getting put on a team where the organization puts you there. However, James Harden called up. The Rockets was like, yo, make this happen. And they did. Now, we are going to see what the Rockets can do. Now, I want to just bring up the fact the West, who's going to come out in the West. My personal predictions of the West, the seeding, it's going to be the Rockets at number 1, the Clippers at number 2, the Lakers, I'm going to say they are going to come in at 4 or 5. I'm putting the Jazz at number 3. I'm putting the Warriors at 4 or 5 as well. And I think the Trailblazers are going to come at number 7, and the Spurs are going to come in at number 8. Now, those are my predictions for the Western Conference standings. And I just want to bring up the fact that, like, I personally think that the Clippers are going to come out the West, being that we have not Chris Paul, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard on that team. I'm not sold on the Lakers. I'm not sold on them. Reason for that is because I think the Lakers are overrated. Personally, I think that AD is a great talent, but he's a little bit overrated as well. Um, we got to see what LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to do together. We don't know. It's not easy playing with LeBron. As you can see, it's not built for everyone. Isaiah Thomas fell for that as well. Isaiah Thomas went from a all-star max contract player going to the Cavs and becoming a nobody. Not everyone can play with LeBron, and another reason why I'm not sold on uh, the Lakers is just anyone remember the Dwight Howard trade? And everyone said they were going to the finals. Metal World Peace said they're gonna win. They're gonna go. What do you say? 75-7 or something along the lines of that. Being that they got Dwight Howard, they had Kobe, they had Steve Nash, and that failed miserably. That's another thing. History does repeat itself, so that's why I don't really have. I'm not really sold on the Lakers yet. Now, another thing is the defense is practically going to rely on Anthony Davis. He does provide a lot of defense in general. Now, you got Avery Bradley and as well going to play some defense. Now, LeBron lacks on defense. He's not the same as he used to be. Currently the Lakers. I mean, three players, excuse me, Danny Green and Avery Bradley and Anthony Davis. Those are your three defensive players. Now, DeMarcus Cousins, I don't really see him. Kuzma lacks on defense as well. Now, another thing is injuries. Injuries. They are not a healthy team. LeBron got injured last season. He missed 25 games. First time in his career, I'll give him that. However, another thing is DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, he lacks as well. He's injury prone. Anthony Davis has got injured last season right after the trade deadline, and they stopped playing him. So they're not overall a healthy team. Now, another problem is, are they going to be able to take on roles? Is DeMarcus Cousins going to be able to come off the bench? Is he willing to accept that? Now, are they going to see who? Another big thing is just the positioning. They say LeBron's going to play point guard. Personally, I don't agree with that. LeBron is a small forward. You can't make him into a point guard. I mean, he does bring the ball up and down the court. Sometimes, not sometimes, the majority of the times, but he's still not a point guard. It's like, he's still not a point guard to me. Now, the other thing is the fact that what would it be if LeBron is at point? You're gonna have LeBron. You're gonna have LeBron at point, Avery Bradley at 2, Kuzma at 3. Then are you going to have DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis starting? Like Frank Vogel, to me, I mean, I don't really see, he's a good coach, but I don't see him coaching LeBron. They should have brought back Tyronn Lue. That would have been great, I think. That would have definitely helped the Lakers out completely. The other thing is, I don't know. That's all my reasoning why I'm not sold on the Lakers. But the thing is that the West is open. It's wide open. I mean, the Warriors still, once Clay comes back, they're still going to be a threat. However, D'Angelo Russell, I believe, is going to put it in work. The Trailblazers whatever. They got CJ and Dame. Now the Spurs are always going to make playoffs as long as Greg Popovich is there. That's the boy. Don't disrespect him. Greatest coach ever. Now who else here? The Jazz have acquired a lot of players. I believe that they got Rudy Gobert. They just got Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. That's going to be a great duo. That's why I put them at number 3 coming in. So they're going to be good. Now, coming out the West, I did mention it's going to be the Clippers because they lost Danilo Gallinari and got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Like, come on, bro. That's they're going to be amazing. The Lakers, I did mention the Lakers, whatever. Warriors are going to do their thing. Clippers are going to do their thing. The Rockets are going to come out at number one. So that's pretty much it as far as who is coming out the West and my thoughts on the Lakers and brief covering on the Rockets. Now, the what I want to bring up is just this topic in the NBA. It's really after free agency, there's just this somebody talking this rah, right? Uh, like Damian Lillard, bruh, to me, like, you're an amazing player. But recently he went on a podcast or whatever it was, and he said, I personally don't like people teaming up, creating super teams, like primarily focusing on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. He says he doesn't support that. He just sticks with his team until the end, who drafted him. But bruh, Damian Lillard, you're not better than anyone. You're not better than anyone just because you're staying loyal to the Trailblazers, bro. You're not. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand why you think you're just this god, this heaven sent god, that being that you're staying on the Trailblazers, you're doing the world a charity or a favor. The NBA is a different world. You need to get it out of your 1980 mindset, bro. Damian Lillard, you have stayed on the Trailblazers for what? Going on 10 seasons now? What have you done for these Trailblazers? What have you done? You got them to the Western Conference Finals on luck last year. Personally, it was complete and utter luck. There was no shot. Like, you went up against the Nuggets, first of all. First and foremost, hold on, pause. You first round, you went up against another regular season team. You went up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Whatever. They didn't do anything. Now, second round, you went up against the Nuggets, who have no playoff experience. None. Absolutely no playoff experience, bruh. None whatsoever. Then you went up against the Warriors, an actual championship contending team. You guys were up double digits each game, and they came back and slapped it. Slapped that team up. They destroyed your team. They swept you. You have done absolutely nothing for the Portland Trailblazers the entire time you've been there. You got swept by the Pelicans one year. You got knocked out in the first round the year before that. And then you got swept two seasons in a row. One was by the Pelicans, who were a 6th seed, which is absolutely pathetic. The other time you won against the Rockets when they had Dwight Howard. That was a horrible team. Now, another thing is you won that series, but you haven't done anything for Portland. You haven't. Now, you say you don't support super teams, but what if Kawhi Leonard called you up and said, yo, I want to play with you? What, are you going to say no? You're going to say no? You're going to say no because he didn't get drafted to the Portland Trailblazers? So that, like, this whole thing about being loyal to a team is just stupid to me. What, like, loyalty in the NBA, it's not what it used to be. It's not 1980s. It's not, you don't have to stay to the team you got drafted to. You go wherever the hell you want to win and be happy. Anthony Davis getting out of New Orleans because he didn't want to stay there no more, that is completely fine. Why is it completely fine? Because the Pelicans have nothing for him. He wants to win. He wants to win a championship. He realizes he's great. He realizes he is a tremendous talent. He realizes he's an all-star. He's an all-star and/or superstar, a power forward. And he wants to get up out of there because not the Portland Trailblazers, but the Pelicans have nothing for him. They didn't provide him anything. They weren't going anywhere. Now, he got traded. Fine. He went to the Lakers. Fine. No super team, just a duo. Competitive. The entire season is duos this year. Now, another thing is, what has loyalty gotten players in today's society? All the players that have been loyal, what has happened to them? What have What did they do, and what have they have done? Like, what have they done? I'm going to name some examples. What happened to Russell Westbrook recently? Been on the Thunder 11 seasons. Said he's going to stick around at the Thunder. He got fucking traded. Like, come on, bruh. Like, if Russell Westbrook got traded, like, that just means loyalty doesn't mean anything. Like, you can go wherever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to mention another person. Kevin Garnett. The Timberwolves said, get out of here and get your money. They said that to him. And what did Kevin Garnett say? I should have left sooner. He was being loyal. They kicked him out, and he went to the Celtics and won his championship. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, both loyal to the Celtics. What did that get them? A trade to the Brooklyn Nets so the Brooklyn Nets can try to win a championship. And it failed miserably. Miserably. Loyalty, right? Loyalty. Like, loyalty, right? Another person. John Wall. What has he done for the Wizards? Sign a Supermax contract and then get injured. Twice. Has done nothing for them. Absolutely nothing. Bradley Beal. Loyal to the Wizards. What have they done together? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Another thing. Why is it that Damian Lillard is so focused on this? Like, I'm going to stick around to my team. I just saw my Supermax. Damian, you're not going to win anything in Portland. You're not. Sorry, you're a regular season team. The last playoff run was a fluke. You are not getting anywhere this season. Absolutely nowhere. And I guarantee you that. You guys are going to get knocked out in the first round like you usually do. The fact that you think you're better than everyone just because you're staying with the Trailblazers does not mean anything. You know what means something? Championships. Championships means something, and the reason for that is Hall of Famers are remembered differently when you win a championship versus you don't win a championship. Example. Charles Barkley. One of the greatest power forwards ever. And/or center. He is not remembered correctly because he never won a championship. Steve Nash never won a championship. He's not going to be remembered the same. Karl Malone. Never won. Not too sure about that, but I'm pretty sure he never won a championship. Hall of Famers do not get remembered the same if they do not win championships. Damian Lillard, you are a superstar. Probably going to make it to the Hall of Fame. But I guarantee you're not going to win a championship in Portland. Guaranteed. Because the Portland Trailblazers, to me, they're a regular season team. They're a team that makes the playoffs every year. Every year, the Portland Trailblazers have been making the playoffs, and they have accomplished nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Last season was a fluke. I don't care what anyone tells me. It's the way it is. But the fact that Damian Lillard can sit here and just try to say he's better, This is the mentality that I'm getting from him. This is the attitude that I receive from Damian Lillard. He thinks he's like better than everyone because he is not leaving the Trailblazers. A player can go wherever they want. They can leave whenever they want. Just because they signed the contract does not mean anything. If you're not happy at that team, you just say, I want to get out of here. Kyrie Irving, for instance. He wasn't happy with he found out that the Cleveland Cavaliers were trying to trade him. He said, you know what? Trade me. Plain and simple. Paul George requested a trade. He got traded. Anthony Davis requested a trade. He got traded. Doesn't matter. They can do whatever the hell they want because the players rule the NBA. And the players rule the NBA, and that's the bottom line. The NBA, the players make the money. They can do whatever the hell they want. They can go wherever they want to make their money. They can go wherever they want to be happy. They can go wherever they want as long as the circumstances come together correctly. So, Damian Lillard, to me, this whole loyalty spiel is a whole bunch of bull. I think the fact that this is even brought up in conversation to me is annoying. Damian Lillard, you're never going to win anything with the Trailblazers again. Just want to bring that up. And by staying loyal, you're not proving anything to anyone. Doesn't impress anyone that you're loyal to them. You're probably going to end up getting traded, honestly. So, I just want to leave that out there. And that's it for this week's episode. Again, like me on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook, actually. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. I will be posting article every week. I do have one I'm going to post, today, Sunday, later on tonight. So, yeah, stay tuned. Like the video. Watch it. Listen to it. It's all there. So, peace.